Did you know that the mastermind behind the world's most famous beer brand was once at the center of one of the boldest kidnappings in modern history? In 1983, Freddy Heineken, the CEO of the iconic Heineken brewing empire, was abducted in broad daylight and held for ransom in what became one of Europe's most shocking crimes. For 21 days, Heineken and his chauffeur were chained in soundproof cells, while a gang of audacious criminals demanded what was then the largest ransom ever paid. But how did they pull it off? And what became of the men behind this brazen crime? Join us as we uncover the incredible story of the Heineken kidnapping, a tale of daring, greed, and betrayal that shocked the world and forever changed the life of one of Europe's wealthiest men. Welcome to Chrono Guardian. If you love delving into history's most gripping true crimes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us on this extraordinary journey. By 1983, Freddy Heineken was at the peak of his success, overseeing the growth of his family's brewing empire into a global powerhouse. Known for his sharp business acumen and larger-than-life personality, Freddy was one of Europe's wealthiest men, a status that made him a prime target for criminals seeking a massive payday. Cor van Hout, a seasoned criminal with a flair for elaborate schemes, led the group of 5 kidnappers. Alongside him were Willem Holleder, Jan Bullard, Franz Meyer, and Martin Ehrkamps. Each brought a specific skill to the operation. Over several months, the gang meticulously planned the kidnapping, aiming to pull off the perfect crime. The group rented an abandoned warehouse in Amsterdam's industrial district, carefully soundproofing 2 tiny cells to hold their captives. They equipped the cells with basic necessities, a cot, a bucket, and chains, but left no room for comfort. The gang also studied Freddy Heineken's movements, noting his routines and preferred routes. They knew he traveled regularly with his chauffeur, Abducted, making them both accessible targets. On November 9, 1983, the gang struck. As Freddy Heineken and Doderer exited the Heineken headquarters in Amsterdam, they were ambushed and forced into a waiting van. The entire abduction took less than a minute. Witnesses were left in shock, and within moments, the van disappeared into the labyrinth of city streets, heading toward the prepared warehouse. The boldness of the crime stunned the Netherlands and made headlines around the world. Once inside the warehouse, Freddy Heineken and Abducted were separated and confined to their respective cells. The cells were stark and oppressive, designed to isolate and disorient. Chains secured both men to the walls, allowing only limited movement. The kidnappers communicated with them sparingly, delivering basic meals and water while maintaining an air of intimidation. The gang's ransom demand, 35 million Dutch guilders, approximately $15 million at the time, was delivered through a series of letters and phone calls to Heineken's family. They instructed the family to prepare the money in small denomination bills and packaged in specific bags. The gang's instructions were precise. The exchange was to occur without police interference, and any deviation would result in harm to the hostages. Despite the bleak conditions, Freddy Heineken's resolve remained intact. Known for his strong will and resilience, he later described how he coped by mentally rehearsing his business strategies and planning future moves for the company. But the isolation and uncertainty took a toll, especially as days turned into weeks. Abducted, the loyal chauffeur, endured similar hardships. The two men's bond strengthened through their ordeal, even though they couldn't see or speak to one another. Meanwhile, outside the warehouse, the Heineken family grappled with the immense pressure of securing the ransom while cooperating with the police. The media frenzy surrounding the case only added to the tension. The Netherlands was gripped by the audacity of the crime, and speculation about Heineken's fate dominated headlines. As the Heineken family negotiated with the kidnappers, the Dutch police launched an extensive investigation. The abduction of one of the country's most prominent figures brought immense public and political pressure to solve the case quickly. Detectives meticulously pieced together witness statements and surveillance footage from the day of the kidnapping, trying to trace the movements of the van. One crucial break came when a member of the public reported suspicious activity near the industrial warehouse. Investigators narrowed their search to the area, eventually pinpointing the location where Heineken and Doderer were being held. On November 30th, 1983, 21 days after the kidnapping, police raided the warehouse. Inside, they found the soundproof cells and freed Freddy Heineken and Ab Doderer, who were shaken but unharmed. The rescue operation marked a turning point in the case, but the kidnappers had already fled with the ransom money. The hunt for the gang became an international effort. Cor van Hout and Willem Holleder initially evaded capture, fleeing to France and other European countries. Their accomplices, Jan Billard, Frans Meijer, and Martin Aerkamps, were apprehended relatively quickly, but Van Hout and Holleder's escape added a dramatic layer to the story. Over time, investigators recovered parts of the ransom, but millions of guilders remained unaccounted for. The police's pursuit of justice became as much about retrieving the money as it was about capturing the criminals. The Heineken kidnapping had far-reaching consequences for everyone involved. Cor van Hout and Willem Holleder were eventually captured after lengthy pursuits, facing trials that captivated the public. Van Hout was sentenced to 11 years in prison, while Holleder received a similar sentence. Despite their incarceration, both men remained prominent figures in the Dutch underworld for years, with Holleder later earning notoriety as a key player in other high-profile crimes. Freddy Heineken, though physically unharmed, was profoundly affected by his ordeal. He described his captivity as a nightmare, and those close to him noted a significant change in his demeanor. While he returned to lead the Heineken company, he remained deeply scarred by the experience. The kidnapping also highlighted vulnerabilities in security for high-profile individuals, prompting changes in how wealthy business leaders protected themselves. The crime's cultural impact was immense. The Heineken kidnapping inspired books, documentaries, and films, including the 2015 movie Kidnapping Freddy Heineken, starring Anthony Hopkins. The case remains a reference point for audacious crimes and serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition. Even decades later, parts of the ransom money have never been recovered, fueling speculation about hidden caches and the fate of the missing millions. The Heineken kidnapping stands as a testament to the complexities of greed, loyalty, and betrayal, ensuring its place in history as one of Europe's most infamous crimes. The story of Freddy Heineken's kidnapping is more than just a crime. It's a reminder of the lengths people will go to for wealth and power. But it also shows how even the most carefully planned crimes can unravel. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here at Chrono Guardian for more incredible stories from history.